QTV News, coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Thanks for joining us here at the main news headlines. The ECOWAS Fund for Regional Stabilization and Development in Fragile Regions within ECOWAS member states organized an expert forum on Tuesday to develop policy guidelines for scaling up digital and agricultural value chain finance. SOS Children's Villages, The Gambia, in collaboration with Haman Minor Funds Toshe Land, handed over essential waste management and youth empowerment facilities to beneficiaries of the Sustainable Waste Management Project. In international news, we hear about the lawsuit filed by a group of young people against various governments in the U.S., including the federal government, for failing to act on climate change. And now in sports news, Marrakech Village in the West Coast region organized a day-long event called Marrakech Day, featuring a variety of sports and music. Well, those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Please stay with us. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Now, the ECOWAS Fund for Regional Stabilization and Development in Fragile Regions within ECOWAS member states, implemented by GIZ, organized an expert forum on Tuesday to develop policy guidelines for scaling up digital and agricultural value chain finance capability. Loli M. Kamara has the rest of that story.
The forum aligns with the Gambia's national policies for youth employment creation, financial inclusion, and agricultural value chain development. Mariam Ashcroft, financial advisor for Access to Finance with GIZ FRSD project, also responsible for supporting young people to create jobs and increase their income opportunities through access to finance, said the project continues to support youth entrepreneurs in the poultry, horticulture, and fishing industries with starter kits.
We are also looking at the challenges that young people face in getting finance for their agribusiness projects, because agriculture is considered to be high risk by banks. So banks basically are not interested to fund it in a way that will make the business sustainable. They will provide a loan to a farmer the same way, on the same terms, as they will provide a loan to somebody who wants to build a house or somebody who wants to start a trading business.
Stakeholders such as government agencies, private sectors, civil society organizations, and community members are gathered to discuss with consultants and the ECOWAS FRSD project team on digital and agricultural value chain to give their inputs and feedback. Madam Ashcroft states the next action to be taken after the forum.
The expert group will be meeting at least once every month, and we'll also be organizing roundtable panel discussions with TV media, where we will do some advocacy work, again to enlighten the populace as a whole, the public, but also policymakers, that these are challenges that they need to pay attention to and address.
Research shows that poultry farming is becoming one of the biggest business opportunities for young of this country. For the last 5 years, there has been an increased number of youths venturing into poultry farming. Yusuf Amani, the Assistant Secretary General for the Young Poultry Farmers Association de Gambia, states that despite the huge interest of youths in poultry farming, the industry is faced with numerous challenges, such as lack of access to finance. He then shared his expectations at the end of the meeting.
We come up with policies that are very impactful on the lives of the farmers, especially those that are at the producer level, because that is where funding is much needed. And by the end of this session, I expect to see concrete, policy tools that will help the producers to get access to finance.
The ECOWAS Fund for Regional Stabilization and Development in Fragile Regions within ECOWAS member states, FRSD, was launched in October 2019. The ECOWAS FRSD Gambia Pilot Technical Cooperation Window implemented by GIZ, is intervening to build the capacity of youth, women and migrant returnees for job creation and income generation. This task force is expected to complete its work within 5 months of its establishment. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
SOS Children's Villages The Gambia, in collaboration with Hammond Minor Funds Dosheland, held the handing over of essential waste management and youth empowerment facilities on Monday to beneficiaries of the Sustainable Waste Management Project to reduce child rights violation at the backwater dump site. Lena Igwinyiba was there and she now tells us more.
The Sustainable Waste Management Project, which ran from 2020 to 2023, was undertaken in partnership with Canifin Municipal Council and funded by the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation for Development. During the handing over ceremony, beneficiaries received essential waste management facilities, including waste bins, to improve waste disposal and minimize child rights violations in the area. Toolkits were also distributed to empower young individuals in the community, fostering skills and entrepreneurship opportunities. Jean-Pierre Kwame, National Director of SOS Children's Villages, The Gambia, highlights the project's objective.
We noticed unhygienic working and living conditions on the dump site and the surrounding communities because, at least from the finding we had, one child per family suffered from diarrhea on an average of once in a month. There was a lack of control, fire protection, waste separation system, resulting in an average of 3 big fires per year, and the fire could last up to four weeks. So the overall objective of the project was really to ensure that the people living around the dump site are protected from health, environmental, economic risk, and violation of children's rights.
Following the successful completion of Phase 1, SOS Children's Villages, The Gambia, obtained approval for community strengthening through the Green Economy and Education Project. This project targets 4 thematic areas: capacity building and youth entrepreneurship, green incubator, community strengthening, and advocacy and networking. It aims to improve the economic situation of families living near the backwater landfill area and further promote sustainable practices in the region. Talib Ahmed Bensouda, Mayor of KMC, thanked SOS for their long-standing partnership and reaffirmed his council's commitment to achieving change for the community.
The project has enhanced the management of backwater dump site, thereby improving the lives of the people of Dipakunda, Manjaikunda, and backwater itself. As you hand over this infrastructure, I would like to assure you of my council's commitment to management to its fullest and the dedication to ensure that it is sustainable.
Janke BI, one of the beneficiaries, expressed gratitude for the initiative and its impact on the community.
The dump site used to be a major concern for us, especially the constant flames. We felt ashamed to go out for weddings due to the unpleasant surroundings. Our laundry hung outside would get smoked. There were flies and there was the bad scent, leading to various illnesses. However, now we are grateful and relieved because of this project.
The 18-hectare backwater dump site is located in a former quarry and is causing health and environmental hazards to nearby communities because of the uncontrolled nature of dumping waste and the frequent fire outbreaks at the site. As the community embarks on this new phase of sustainable development, it is hoped that a permanent solution will be mapped out to protect the environment from pollution and the residents of Bakote and the nearby communities from the harmful effects. Reporting for QTV News, I'm Lena Igwenyiba.
Brilliant initiative there. Now let's take a look at 20 journalists and media professionals commenced a 3-week comprehensive court reporting training course on Monday, organized by the Gambia Press Union in collaboration with Freedom House. Jordan Jai was there and she fastened this report.
The training aims to enhance the quality and accuracy of court and justice sector reporting for journalists. The program is funded by the United States government through USAID's promoting rights and justice in the Gambia activity to the tune of more than $362,000. Alaji S. Nyang, an advocacy specialist from Freedom House, explains the objective of the project.
It's a 5-year project, and the purpose is to support and accompany Gambia through its transitional justice processes. Since we started the project, we've supported a lot of training, and that is based on the need assessment that we've conducted from the beginning of the project. We did a capacity need assessment on the media. From 2017 to date, there have been a lot of new media and, of course, a lot of also entrance of new journalists. And the assessment shows that there are capacity gaps.
Mohamed Espa, president of the Gambia Press Union, says the numerous training courses on court reporting are geared towards ensuring effective, efficient and accurate reporting, as this can be a complex topic to report on.
We don't want journalists to be reporting, doing court reporting unethically, because we've seen it during the Bob Keita case, where people were going to court and interviewing people outside the courts on the matter that is before the courts, which is unacceptable.
The GPU president urges journalists to report extensively on all the courts. He also called on colleagues to take the training seriously, because participants will not be certified if they do not register 80% attendance. Counsel Dauda Sow, the Deputy Judicial Secretary, advised journalists to verify any information from the courts before publication.
Presently, there are a lot of lawyers in this country. You can always ask what certain terms mean so that you can get a better understanding of it. Otherwise, we might be reporting things that are inaccurate, that are not factual, and that alone will expose you to some legal consequences.
Participants highlighted the importance of the training and the challenges they are confronted with in reporting court cases.
And I believe that at the end of the training, I'll be able to report more on the court, though I'm the court reporter at our office. But then you also see that when it comes to ethical reporting, most of my colleagues out there do not really follow the ethics. So having Freedom House and the judiciary and the Gambia Press Union conducting such a training to us is indeed good.
This training actually would definitely help us as media personnel to build our capacity, enhance our skills on reporting, to better understand the court proceeding, so that we may not report things that would cloud the minds of the people with information that are not accurate or factual.
The court's reporting is different from other proceedings. In the courts, you don't record, you don't have any other gadgets to use apart from your pen and paper. So if you are also used to the reporting from the courts, you become a very good journalist.
Stakeholders hope that after this training, participants will report on the courts with more accuracy and efficiency. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
Very key training course right there. Now from that story by Julden Jai, we will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we have local, international and sports news. Do stay.
The National Roads Authority, the implementing agency for the Barting-Harding Highway Widening Project, in collaboration with the Ministry of Works, the contractors, Areski, the consultant, South Consult, Gamtech GV, OIC Gambia, and partners, seek the support of the public in the implementation of the project as Phase 1 nears completion. Drivers are strongly advised to exercise caution, adhere to speed limits and respect traffic diversions. Pedestrians and vendors are urged to maintain a safe distance from the road. The authority reminds the public that the right-of-way remains at 40 meters from the road, center line on both sides. Property owners are therefore urged to respect reserved allocation and refrain from encroachment. The understanding and cooperation of the public are highly solicited. This announcement is brought to you by the National Roads Authority.
Inco Home Choice. Home Choice. Bagage bu baax mooy def liggéey bu baax te wóor te soo ko jëndee dina la yóbbu ci diir bu yàgg te du gaaw a yàqu. Inco Home Choice ñoo leen indil bépp xeetu bagage yi judduwaay yi ngeen mën a jëfandikoo ci seeni métier yi.
waaw ñun Inco fii leen day jëndee suñu bagage yi Inco dañ yombalee bagage yi dañ over baax quality bagage lañ lay jaay moo tax ñun liggéey bu ñoo def electrical plumbing boo ji Inco fii leen day ñëw Brikama ñu jënd suñu bagage ñu bàyyi ko ba ci stand Serekunda fii waaye fii leen day ñëwee bagage dina bagage lu waral loolu Inco dañ yombalee bagage number 1 number 2 seen bagage yi dañ over baax dañ over quality
bagage yu si mel ni power tools accessories bench tools generator yu baax welding machines ak small construction equipments muy bagage yu baax yi ngeen mën a jëfandikoo bu ngeen ay samp ay kër.
Because Inco mo fene la bagage quality sa garantie bi la bagage nya sa nimi sa tije ni ta famo min na Inco ma soto janga man Gambia janga ma soto folo den nga ñew ma koy akolera nya wonyandi mbe nga wuli nga na Inco nga bagage sa
seet si leen ñu si suñ maakaan yi nekk ci biir réew mi foofa sa Jimpex Kanifing Sukuta Jabang traffic light ak Brikama opposite Joko night club wala ngeen call ñu ci 532 5773 wala 341 7619 wala 739 8863 wala 303 9300 wala nga email ñu incogambia@gmail.com ak Inco Home Choice jafe-jafe ci wàllu bagage yi ngeen di jëfandikoo ci seen métier yi jeex na. Inco Home Choice. Inco Home Choice.
Welcome back from that commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I'm Jennifer Sonko. Now, Sharing Wonders Charity, in collaboration with Citizens Power and the communities of Brikama, Jida and Dasilame, embarked on a community sensitization over the weekend to raise awareness of the dangers of diabetes and hypertension. The event was held at Al Wafa Islamic School in Brikama, Jida. Momoto Gajaga has more.
Hypertension and diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes and other non-communicable diseases, are on the rise in the Gambia. At this free sensitization and testing event, 600 people, mainly women, were targeted, tested, with some diagnosed with these conditions. Fode Sise is a senior nursing officer at the Brikama District Hospital and a member of Citizens Power.
I was realizing there are a lot of new cases that are coming with hypertension and diabetes, and these are young people, and that is the reason why I try to talk to my people for us to have a community engagement. That is the reason why we are here today, and I think it's quite essential for us to take part in trying to minimize this non-communicable disease in this country. It's actually very sad that these are actually silent killers. They are taking a lot of lives, and they are actually bringing a lot of complications to our people. And of course, my group and I are ready to actually engage in any community if anybody that's actually needing the help, can contact us.
Isaac Mansal is one of the beneficiaries who traveled from Kafuta, which is a considerable distance, to get tested for hypertension.
The last time I went to the hospital and they said my blood was high. After some time I went back, they said it's low. But today too, I am told that it's high again. But sugar, no sugar.
Maria Tomas is a resident of Brikama Dasilame. She says she learned a lot during the sensitization and will help spread the message.
If you have diabetes or hypertension, by attending this program, one will know the cause and how to prevent or manage diabetes and hypertension. When we leave here, we will inform others about the danger of these conditions. If I had received this information earlier, I would have saved a lot of people from diabetes and hypertension.
Salman Sise, the program coordinator for Sharing Wonders, is delighted with the outcome of the program and advises women to participate in the fight against non-communicable diseases.
The program was very, very successful. The theme goes, you are what you eat.
So the sensitization is aimed to educate the masses that the food we eat is not only to fill our stomach, but actually this serves as an energy, and also this is what built up us. So whatever we eat, if it is healthy, we'll be healthy. If it is not, then inshallah we'll be the same. So we are saying to the people that yes, let's change our diets. Let people learn from what they are taught today and change their diets. To the ladies, change the diets, the things that they said you should stay away from them. The things that they said you should try and have them for the betterment of your husband, of yourself, your children, and the future of our own country.
Citizens Power was formed by volunteer Gambian nurses and doctors to give free medical services to the public, especially for non-communicable diseases. Sharing Wonders Charity has been operating in the Gambia for over 20 years and built masjids, schools, water projects, provided scholarships to students, helped orphans and widows, among other community interventions. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Generous. Now from that story by Mamadou Gajaga, let's take a look at what is happening beyond our borders. Now, for years, groups of young people have sued various governments in the U.S., including the federal government, for failing to act on climate change. Only one of those lawsuits has made it to trial so far. It is in the state of Montana. Aliou Cisse met with Grace Gibson Sinder, one of the litigants, and he now reports from the state of Montana in the United Nations.
This beautiful scenery in Missoula, state of Montana, makes this community attractive to visitors. It is just one of many in this state. In a bid to protect the environment of Montana state against environmental impactful activities, Grace Gibson Snyder joined 16 young people between the ages of 6 and 22 from communities across the state of Montana who have, with the support of an environmental NGO, sued the state of Montana, which is pending decision by the court. She was 16 years old when she joined the legal battle. Filed in 2020, the suit seeks to protect young people's equal rights to a healthy environment, right, freedom, and dignity. It took 3 years to have the case mentioned in court because the state had tried multiple times to avoid going on trial, including 2 requests for the state Supreme Court to override prior rulings. Briefing African journalists who are on an international reporting tour in the U.S., funded by the U.S. State Department, Snyder, who is now 19 years old and resident of Missoula, blamed the Montana state government for supporting and promoting fossil fuel extraction and burning, which is worsening the climate crisis and harming the society.
You know, it's a mixed bag. The biggest resistance has been from the government itself, which makes sense a little bit because we are suing them, but the government has, and spokespeople for the government and our governor and the Attorney General and a lot of people involved on the defense have said a whole bunch of things about us, about the plaintiffs.
Montana has the country's largest coal reserves, accounting for 1/3 of all recoverable coal deposits, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. And the state is the 6th largest coal producer in the country.
I think people appreciate that we are protecting the natural world because people in Montana, I think historically, really love it here. And that's why we're here, is because of the beauty of this place. And so, but because climate change has become politicized, some people see it as like a very liberal agenda and like people out of state, people trying to impose their political beliefs on Montana.
Climate scientists and experts have warned that the increased carbon dioxide emissions are altering Montana's iconic rivers. Snyder is not happy with the delay in judgment, but she is hopeful of a favorable verdict, which she believes will set a good precedent for the people of Montana and other U.S. states. On the other hand, losing the case will be a big setback in their advocacy. For now, she has confidence in the legal system as they keenly await the verdict by the court. It was unclear when the judgment will be delivered at the time of filing this report. Reporting for QTV News from the state of Montana in the United States, I am Aliou Cisse.
I meant the United States instead of the United Nations there. A brilliant job by those young activists. Now let's take a look at what is happening in the world of sports. Now, Marakisa village in the West Coast region organized a day-long event called Marakisa Day, featuring a variety of sports and music. The aim is to raise funds for upcoming Marakisa festival, scheduled for January 2024. Momodu Kajak was there and he fastened this report.
Marakisa community came together for the maiden edition, what they called Marakisa Day, to raise funds for the upcoming festival scheduled for January 2024. The day witnessed different sporting activities, including football, volleyball, and athletics. Food was also on sale, as were tickets for entrance and the nighttime musical show. Jibril Jiba is the president of the Marakisa Festival Committee.
Anytime we, the festival committee, call the entire village to come and participate for the development of Marakisa, they do normally respond to our call. Yes.
Yeah. Overall, you will describe it as a success?
Yes, it's a very big success.
Among the several sporting disciplines on show, the volleyball matches had lots of fun with some good displays and amateur style of play. In athletics, the 100 meters and 4x100 meters relay were a spectacle, and female football had all in it, good dribbles and a horrible missed chance. At the conclusion, Marakisa Rangers winning 3-2 on penalties after a 0-0 draw with Black Star. Ami Kamara, a player for the winners Marakisa Rangers, says they deserved the victory.
It was great. It feels great. I'm really so happy and excited. Like, it's fun, but we really enjoy this, the event. It's so nice. It's so nice. We really enjoy ourselves. We have fun. We play with our elders, but it's so great. Every day in the morning, I always come here for training. I come for running. So when we win this, we deserve it.
The day also brought together different people within the community and outside to strengthen unity, peace, and camaraderie. Mariama Kujabi spoke on behalf of the women.
We
are happy to come together on a day like this. As you can see, all friends are reconnecting, and there will be lots of benefits for our festival.
The maiden edition of Marakisa Day was entertaining with some beautiful drumming, trumpet, and jola dance. And hopefully, it will allow the community to raise the much-needed funds for the festival. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching, and do not forget to tune in on Youth Dialogue at 9 p.m. Thanks for watching.